Top of the morning, top of the morning. Shocking, shocking, breaking news. Father testifies on son woo-hoo, to give him the elbow. To give him the elbow. Life sentence. What have this world come to now? What has this world come to now? I know that. I'm just saying, I'm just imagining testifying on your son. I mean, the son seeing his dad who raised him, held him in his arms, took him to school probably. They went play sports together, whatever. You know, they did family things. And you look up and see your dad, your pop, and you're facing life without the possibility. And the only thing that's standing in between your freedom and that life sentence is your pops. And your pops say, ah, I nobody likes to be testified on, right? I said that, but when it's your father or even your mother, it just hits different, man. That is, I don't know how would I don't know if I would, I don't know what I would like, probably go crazy. But it's tough. That's like something very difficult to deal with. I mean, just seeing your own father testify against you. It is. Couldn't even look at him. I have to look with my head down because I couldn't believe it. I wouldn't want to believe it. But the facts are the facts, right? Your dad, your father, your mother, anyone, especially them two, really. Anybody else? But it's them, it just, whoa, that's, I don't know. How do you translate that? You know? We're finished watch this father take down his son. This is pretty deep, man. This is pretty deep. This is pretty deep. A father taking down his son, and the son looking at his father in disparity. I mean, just think about this. If you're in a courtroom and the case is going good, and your father, you look up as what stands between you, your freedom, and your life sentence is, and then they turn on you. It's the ultimate betrayal. You feel betrayed.
And cooperate, they cut your exposure.
Okay. Cross-exam from Mr. Whitaker?
John, may I please the court?
Yes.
You love your family, Mr. Robinson. That's what we just heard, right?
Yes.
I guess you love yourself. Right? Yes or no, sir?
Of course. Self-love first, right?
Over your children.
That's the law of nature. Love yourself first.
Okay. You're cooperating in this case, correct, sir?
Damn, you hear that? Love yourself first. They asked him, so how do you think about your kids? You love them or you love yourself? He said, that's a law of nature, to love yourself first. That's devastating. I mean, if that was me getting in the courtroom, I would have probably broke down, man. I would have probably tried to jump over that table. I mean, just thinking about my father who, you know, who took me to basketball games and football games, and we, you know, he taught me things, and we did all the things we did as a family, and to come to this, right? To come to this, that you're the one who, you know, was a part of bringing me into the world. Now you're the one, part of me taking me out of the world. Can you dig that? That's pretty devastating.
Correct.
This is not your first cooperation, is it?
No,
You've somewhat made a career out of it, have you not?
I wouldn't say career.
Well, you first testified against an officer, Officer Eric Sinclair, back in
Relevance.
Overruled.
1999, right?
Did I do what?
Testified against Officer Eric Sinclair back in 1999.
No, I didn't.
Came forward with information.
Yeah.
The officer evidently didn't take it to trial, correct?
Correct.
But your cooperation, your testifying to the federal government caused him to enter a plea, right?
I'm not going to agree with that.
Okay. Well, what you probably will agree with is that your sentence was dramatically reduced, right?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it true that before you talked to the federal government, what you were facing back in 1999, you could have gotten up to life imprisonment, correct?
Yes.
And it was reduced to 10 years, right?
No.
Substantial reduction?
My time was reduced to 22 years.
How much did you serve?
About 10 years and 3 months, 4 months.
So from life to an ultimate actual serving sentence of about 10 years.
Guess what? It was a law change, and that's how my time got reduced again.
Well, and your cooperation, sir,
Yeah.
right? So pretty good deal you made for yourself.
Yeah.
You've also worked as a confidential informant for police, haven't you?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. She said, you made a pretty good deal for yourself. This is his, he going doing this again. He does it. This is what he does. He goes and do shit and gets caught and tells on everybody else, takes everybody else down. He's a career, this is what you call a career snitch. He's a career snitch.
And you're cooperating in this particular case because it will help you, right?
Right.
And you were arrested, I think you told us roughly September of 2020.
September 10th, 2020.
September 10th, it sounds like you remember the exact day,
Yes.
right, sir? I imagine that was an important day to you, correct?
I ain't gonna say important.
Well, it did cause you to be incarcerated, sir, right?
Right.
Where you've remained, correct?
Right.
And that was for your involvement in the McCormick homicide, right?
Yes.
When did they hit you with the Rothermel homicide?
2021.
Okay, so in 2020, you're facing an accessory after the fact charge for your involvement in the death of Charles McCormick, right?
Right.
And when they brought you in, you've agreed to cooperate, right?
Right.
But that didn't happen until 2022, correct?
Right.
That would have been after they put the second homicide on you, right?
Right.
Now, in the Rothermel homicide, you're aware that Dominique Varner originally was going to testify against you, right?
Right.
And your involvement in what you pled guilty to as accessory after the fact in the Rothermel killing was that you admit you gave money to Dominique Varner after knowing he had just been involved in this shooting and needed to get out of town.
Yes.
And you're willing to admit that, correct?
Yes.
You do not admit, you do not agree with Mr. Varner's claim that you provided a gun and a car to accomplish that drive-by shooting.
Right.
Okay? You don't agree with that,
No.
right?
No.
Because based on your knowledge, sir, you understand that if you and I plan to do a crime together, whatever crime, we're both considered principals, right?
Yes.
And so you can stay at home. But if you and I agree to do a crime and I do everything, but you help me, you support me, you do something, say some word that actually inspires me, that encourages me to commit the crime, you can be punished as if you did everything I did, right?
Right.
But you weren't charged as a principal in the Rothermel killing, were you?
No.
And so you were left with solicitation for murder. I guess you were originally arrested for that charge, right?
Yes.
And essentially, you understood that that charge, they were accusing you of trying to entice the murder to happen, right?
Right.
But they dropped that charge. Dominique Varner,
Yes.
jail. You were.
Yes.
Okay. It's fair to say that you were vengeful after that shooting, isn't it?
Leave it to Mr. Abdul Robinson Sr.
There was a point in time when these two murder cases are pending that you learn that the government is now trying to leverage you, threatening you with charging you as a principal in the Rothermel case, right?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Robinson, I'm showing you it's been pre-marked. It's defense one. You know what that is, right?
Yes.
That's a picture of Chris Brown.
Right.
And you know that's a picture of Chris Brown because you committed crimes with him.
No.
You're denying that you committed crimes with him on the Rothermel case?
Yes, I'm denying.
Okay, just a moment. When there's an objection, I have to rule. What's the objection?
I withdraw based on the way it was been phrased.
Okay. Go ahead. Ask the question.
Chris Brown is a co-defendant on the Rothermel case, right?
Right.
And you pled guilty on that case.
Yes.
Now this photo,
I'm just trying to imagine. I'm just trying to imagine his son looking, or how his son's feeling about his father testifying on him. Right? That has to be the worst feeling in the world. All the memories. And the same one that helped bring you in is now help taking you out. That is pretty devastating. I mean, that would drive a person nuts. Just, you know how, I mean, just somebody testimony is bad enough. But if it's your father, it hits different. It hits different. It hits different.
Fairly and accurately depicts what Chris Brown looked like in January of 2020.
Yes.
Defense offers, which was pre-marked as defense one.
Okay, so any objection from the state? Any objection from Mr. Whitaker? Okay, then defense exhibit will be marked into evidence as defendant Robinson's number 1.
That's Chris Brown, right? Can you see the monitor?
His monitor is not on.
Published all. Mike taught me better.
Well, it's off everywhere now.
There we go. Now, there we go. It takes a minute.
Okay.
That's Chris Brown, right?
Yes.
Butter pecan skin. Right?
Yes.
Not Hakeem.
No.
Dreads down to his chin, right?
No.
He's got dreads, no?
Yes.
Some of that hair goes down to his chin.
Talking about hair on his chin?
Down to his chin.
Yeah, he got hair on his chin.
All right. Now, Chris Brown's right around 6 feet, maybe a little bit under.
He
Right.
might, yeah, he might be about 6 feet, a little bit on.
He's a skinny guy too, right?
Yes.
He's also best friends with Butter.
Yes.
Crazy Chris, Chris Brown, and Butter Dominique Barner. Right?
Right.
Now, Dominique Barner, he lives that life too, right? He's got wounds, he's got tattoos.
Yes.
He doesn't have a future.
I mean, I don't know if I can testify on my son, man. That's only way I go say that. Only way I testify on my son if he exactly try to do something to me. Now, if my son try to do something to me to try to take my life, then yeah, you know. I mean, but if it had, as long as my son ain't try to do nothing personally to me, then you know I'm just not gonna. You know, even if I knew I had knowledge, you know, what I mean, I'm not going to help the government take down my son. I don't think I can live with myself. I don't think I can live with myself helping the government give my son 1 day in jail, much less a life sentence. I could not assist them. I don't think I have the heart to do that. Because this is my blood, right? On the line here. And especially you talk about life sentence. Why would I help the government? They got plenty of money, plenty of resources. Go get somebody else. Go get your own people. I'm not a part of that. I don't know anything. I have no knowledge. And I don't want anything to do with this case. You know, particularly my son is on here. I'm not going to go help you give my son a life sentence. It's just no way.
Future in the entertainment industry.
No.
None of them do.
No.
Now, let's talk about work. Been out of custody since, roughly 2009, July 2009, you get out of custody on that federal case.
Yes.
In your life, you have never filed taxes, right?
No.
Judge relevant.
Yes, sustained.
Never received a paycheck from a legitimate job.
Yes.
Now, the House of Pain, your Instagram handle is HOP CEO, right?
Right.
That stands for House of Pain CEO.
Yes.
That's yours from back in the back in the 90s, right?
Right.
When House of Pain, that's my era, when House of Pain was big. Right?
Right.
That's not Hakeem's era.
No.
No. You had shirts that were put together, right?
Yes.
You even have like drawings where you tried to draw out the crest for House of Pain.
Yes.
And you were hoping to build that into something legitimate, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Legitimate. The emblem, correct me if I'm wrong, is an axe on the right side, right?
The what?
Do you remember the logo that you drew?
No.
To refresh your recollection, to take a look at what you drew?
Yeah.
Brief moment, Your Honor. Take a look at that. You know if that refreshes your recollection.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so the House of Pain logo that you created, it's got a house with bullet holes in it, right?
Yeah.
Below that, stacks of money, right?
Right.
A microphone.
Under relevance.
Yeah, how is this relevant?
Your Honor, do you want me to go sidebar and explain?
No, I'm going to sustain.
Okay. A House of Pain email that the government has talked so much about today, that's also yours, right?
No.
So House of Pain and everything about it is yours except the email address.
Yeah, I can't remember making no email address for House of Pain.
When the police searched your house in the U-Haul truck that was out there, they found T-shirts for House of Pain. They found other swag that you had made and these drawings for House of Pain, right?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
And again, your Instagram handle is HOPCEO.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's talk about Hakeem Robinson. Hakeem is 6'2", 6'3", your words?
Yes.
Well over 200 pounds?
Yeah.
230, 240?
About 230.
In 2019, an opportunity came his way, right?
Yeah.
He was close friends with another rapper by the name of Young and Ace, right?
Correct.
He's known Ace for a long time.
Correct.
Ace has gotten hugely big over the years, right?
Correct.
Now, at the time, Ace was signed by Cinematic, right?
Correct.
And at that time, Hakeem was lucky enough to get connected with Johnny Shipes, right?
Correct.
Now, this is the same guy that found Nipsey Hussle in California, right?
Correct.
Joey Badass, right?
Yeah.
T-Pain.
Yep.
So this wasn't a small deal. This wasn't Charles McCormick's song that's out there. He had a legitimate record deal.
Right.
Now, we know from Charles McCormick that people in this diss rap and this drill rap, they will rap about things that they weren't involved in, right?
Correct.
Because you said Charles McCormick was not involved in this.
Correct.
Now, you also agree that drill rap, the type rap like the video, Bang It Out, that sells, right?
Yes.
And I asked you, and I think I asked you, and it was a couple years back, sells a lot better than happy rap, like Will Smith rap,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Now, you had hopes prior to manage Ace, right?
Yes.
But he didn't take you along.
No, he already had a manager.
And then your son gets signed in 2019, right?
Right.
He's off in California shooting a music video in December, right?
I can't remember.
He didn't bring you along either.
That ain't true, man. That's not true.
He did not agree to let you manage his career. Or is your testimony that he did? He wanted you to manage it?
Of course.
Of course not. He didn't want you to manage it.
Of course, he did.
Yet you weren't with him on any of those trips, right?
I was with him on a lot of trips.
You have no credits on any of his songs.
No, I don't want no credits on this song.
And Johnny Shipes is the one that is in the records as his manager. Right?
I would assume.
So let's now talk about the day before the murder. That white car that you already let us know, you drove that white car over to the JSO property facility, right?
Yes,
You remember that?
yes.
Now let's talk about the motive of others. Your testimony is that Hakeem Robinson, who was not shot, who is not biologically tied to Willie Addison like you, that somehow he had more motive than the other people that were actually shot. Right?
Say that again.
We're talking about the people that would have had a motive to be upset at Charles McCormick. Okay?
Right.
You, Butter, and Brown, Blue, Butter, Brown. I'm going to trip over that if I say it fast. The whole thing about P Money was because you believe that he was behind Willie's murder, right?
Right.
Okay. So now Charles McCormick comes along and he's putting out a song. He's not signed to a record deal, right?
Right.
His song isn't getting any traction.
Right.
He's nowhere near the level of Queso, Hakeem Robinson, right?
Correct.
But your testimony is that was a motive enough for murder. That's your testimony, right?
It's this song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's a whole list of people that would be way above him to have the motive to kill Charles McCormick, right?
Right.
You?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
You'd have no motive to kill a guy who's basically laughing about the night that you were shot.
I mean, not me. Should I kill him pro se myself?
Look, all I know is this. I'll put this in a question. You claim that the phone that's used by the shooter, that's registered in your name, right? Oh, excuse me, Daryl Watts. Right?
Right.
And we'll get to that. You allegedly burned the clothes that Butter had on him, right?
Correct.
You break through the police perimeter to pick up Leroy Whitaker and Barner, right?
Come on, man. You exaggerating, man. You know it wasn't no police perimeter, none of that. You exaggerating now.
I'm exaggerating that there wasn't drones and helicopters overhead
How would I know that?
because you were driving to the location.
And I would see a drone in the air?
So we'll agree. All right, let's say the JSO, we'll let JSO answer the question whether they had a perimeter and they had hundreds of officers trying to find the shooter that was running through neighborhoods.
You really think I would have went through there if I seen all those police and all that? Or a drone and a helicopter and all that? You think I would have went up in there with my car registered in my name?
You don't want me to answer that question. So why don't you stick to answering my questions and not asking me them? It's a life you live, right? You live this life in the streets, right?
Nah.
Or wait, are you telling me that you as the patriarch of the family, that basically these kids come by and say, hey, Blue, go do this?
They didn't call Leroy Whitaker daddy to go get it. They called me. They did. What if they would have called I would like to see how they would feel if they would have called somebody else to go pick somebody up. They didn't. They called me. If I would have knew something was going on, I wouldn't have never went.
All right.
Think I'm gonna go over there in my car with my phone and knowing something going on? I would like to been, if I would like to been involved in a crime, I'd like to know that I'm involved in a crime. Let me know that, okay, it's a crime happening now. Let me know something. I was in the blind.
So you're a victim in this case, right?
I ain't gonna say I'm a victim, but I would like to know that I'm being involved in something and just ask for a ride.
All right, so then after you know about it, you're then cool with going to burn clothes, right?
Yeah, after I get to know about it, I was cool with that.
Yeah, what's a little bit of a felony? You know, destruction of evidence.
Yeah, I did it. I like Scotty. I did.
Definitely know you didn't call 911.
Right.
That conscience only grew later when you were looking at life.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Darrell Watts. There's a bunch of cell phones that are in the name of Darrell Watts, right?
Correct.
And the phone that was used, now it's interesting, the government, they asked you about a bunch of phone numbers and you remembered it off the top of your head, right?
Yeah.
But the one that they had to tell you was 478-305-9583.
Objection, Judge.
What's the grounds?
The misstatement.
Okay, I will, of course, the jury will recall the testimony that came out from the witness stand, if you'll just ask the question of the witness.
You were asked about a bunch of phone numbers and you were able to recite them except for one that they told you and you just agreed, yes. You remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's 478-305-9583, right?
Right.
Now that phone's under your dead friend's name, Darrell Watts, right?
Right.
You paid for that phone, right?
Correct.
And in December, you paid something like $1,000 that you owed on that phone and others.
Right.
So whoever it is that had that phone, the shooter, you supplied it to him.
Oh, I didn't know the shooter had the phone. I didn't know. I mean,
So Darrell Watts was your best friend, right?
yeah.
He was murdered.
Yeah.
To this day, you were not cleared as a suspect in that case.
Objection, Judge.
Sustained. Mr. DeCoste, just ask questions, please, that are relevant.
An arrest has not been made in the murder of Darrell Watts.
Objection, Judge.
Sustained.
Now, you've also learned that Torgon Williams was involved in the murder of Charles McCormick, right?
He was involved.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You don't know that?
No.
You were a co-defendant for a while. Your attorney's going to depositions. You don't know the other people that were implicated?
No.
Chris Brown?
In Charles' case?
Yes.
No, I never seen that. No, I don't know that.
Janera Smith?
No.
But none of them have been charged.
Right.
Now let's focus on the specific day of January 15th, 2020. Your words, you didn't see Hakeem that entire day.
Correct.
Didn't see him before, right?
Right.
Didn't see him after.
Correct.
Now you said that you were worried about him, right?
Correct.
Well, you have all these phone numbers that you have memorized. You didn't call any of them,
Correct.
but you were concerned.
Yes.
Common sense dictates that if you're concerned about your son and that what you're saying is actually true,
Mhm.
that you would have picked up the phone and called him, but you didn't do that.
Correct. I didn't.
Chifton Hogan. First time we've ever heard it's somebody you're related to.
I'm not related to him.
Okay, but it's somebody that's a couple degrees of separation that's tied to the family, right?
He's my baby, mother, brother.
And you know from this case that he was never charged, right?
Correct.
Yet his DNA is inside of the car. Right?
Oh, I guess.
I'm not asking you to guess. I'm saying, do you know about the evidence in the case to which you pled to?
Some of it.
All right. Are you aware that Chifton Hogan's DNA is found inside of the car?
Yeah.
So you are sure now.
Yeah.
That would stand for the proposition that DNA can end up inside of a car without somebody ever being in it, right?
I'm not sure.
So your other son, Abdul Jr., He's not here right now, right?
Correct.
Your hope, something that has been discussed, you're hoping that in exchange for your testimony here today, that his case would be dropped. Right?
No.
You're not hoping for that?
I mean, if it do, it's good. I mean, but I can't say that.
So you're saying that that's not true, or you're saying it's not, or you're saying you do want your other son to be convicted?
No, I'm not saying I want him to be convicted. I'm not saying that I want him to be convicted. If they drop his case because of what I'm doing, great.
As long as you're protected, that's the most important thing for you, though.
When you say protected, what you mean?
The same thing that Ms. Schlax asked you. You said, well, if they drop his, well, that would be great. But your number one priority out of all of this is you.
I think I'm number 2.
Sir, you come in here as a 2-time convicted felon. Because of these other cases, you'll be convicted at least 2 more times, right?
Right. Correct.
A lifetime of crime, right?
Objection, Judge.
Sustained.
You'll be a 4-time convicted felon. You've already spent 10 years in prison and approximately 5 in custody on this,
Correct.
for a total of about 15 years in custody.
Correct. Let's not forget about the 10 years that I was out free and no trouble.
But then you got into trouble again.
Right. I was out free from 2009 to 2020, no trouble.
I understand, but coming in here today and going back to the question, your number one objective is protecting yourself.
Of course.
One brief moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
Now that is crazy. He didn't want to protect his son. He didn't want to protect his bloodline. He wanted to protect himself. He's already got, look, he's about 50 plus. He's like 56, 57. He only got a little bit of time left on this earth. And you don't want to protect your seed. You want to protect yourself. This is, I don't know, man. I don't know if fathers are the best parents. I mean, dude, this type of shit here looks bad. It's a bad look for the men. You know, he gets up here and says, I want to protect myself. Sure, I want to protect myself. I don't want to protect my blood seed. I don't want to protect the kids I used to take to my kids, who I used to take to the park to play, who I used to take out to Chuck E. Cheese to eat, who I went to work. Well, maybe he didn't spend too much time. He did 10 years. So, he's a convicted felon. So, yeah, let's say picked him up and took him to a movie, I'm sure he spent some quality time with his kids to know that that's his kids, and he does not want to protect them. How do you not want to protect your own seed? And by putting yourself first. This is selfishness. He's been selfish. He burnt the clothes. He took the clothes, right, to protect them. And then turn around. And now it's not protecting them. Now he's protecting himself. No matter what, right? He's already been 5 years in. He's been 5 years in prison already for this. He's coming out. He's come out to prison to testify on his son. Instead of protecting his son and saying, hey, look, I burnt the clothes. You got caught burning the clothes. Which made you accessory. Do your time, nigga. If you do the crime, do the time. Nobody forced you to take the clothes and burn them. Or burn any evidence. You as a father instinctively was like trying to protect your son at that time. By protecting him. Now you get on a stand and switch up on it and say, now I'm going to protect myself. And I'm not saying that you had to take the case entirely on your shoulders, but you could have said, look, I don't know whatever my son did, I don't know. I'm not going to help you convict him. I'm not going to testify anything to any matter, but that's just my son. Yeah, you want me to get on the stand and say that's my son? I'll get on and say that's my son. That's it. That's all I'm giving y'all. If you want me to say anything, is this him on the videotape? Is that him doing this? Does that look like him? I'm pleading the fifth. That's none of my business. That's your job, the prosecution job to prove that, not my job as a father to help you convict my blood seed on who I participated knowingly. Because obviously, if he took to burning clothes, he knew they did something wrong. I'm sure he wasn't burning clothes just to, hey, you want to see some smoke? You want to see some smoky fire? No, he burned the clothes knowingly, and he volunteered his services to help his son to do or try to get away with what we allegedly was a murder. Now, he might not know exactly when he took the clothes. He just knew that his sons were nervous. They're probably panicking. Like, he's like, okay, give me your clothes. I'm going to take the clothes, get rid of the clothes, hop in his car. I'm going to take you, drop you off here, blah, blah, blah. He probably even told him, look, this is what you say. They blah, blah. He probably gave him a rundown. Okay. Because obviously he's experienced. 4-time felon. Oh, he's a general in the game. Right? He knows the game. So he's probably giving them, look, this is what you do. Give me those clothes you got on. Go in and, do this. Don't use your debit cards. Lay low for a while you figure this out. He's giving them instruction because he has experience in this field of criminality. But then he wasn't so smart because then when he get caught up, he flips the boat and say, well, you know what? I can't do another bit. I can't do it no more. Dude, why the fuck did you help them burn the clothes? Hey, listen, my son came to me looking sweaty, looking nervous, and I know that if I participate in any kind of way, I can get a lot of time. I'm just saying I can't help you. You're on your own. Now, do what you got to do. If you get caught, I'll help you with a lawyer. I put money in your books. I'll make sure you get visits. But I'll make sure you get a top lawyer. I'm trying to fight this. But I don't want anything. I'm not burning no clothes. I'm not doing nothing. Matter of fact, this conversation's over. I didn't see you. I don't know what you did. I don't want to know what you did. Don't tell me what you did. For my crimes, I did my time for already. I'm not here for you to participate in yours. This is your beef, your situation. But if I change my mind and say, okay, give me the clothes and let me help you, I'm not going to then turn around and testify after that. Why would I do that? Because I'm the one who put myself in that position. Being a criminal dad. But if I know that I can't do that time, I can't handle what they finna throw at me because I know I'm a 4-time felon. I know my situation. I know my background. I know how the courts operate. I know if they catch me doing this, I'm starting at the minimum of 15 years, all the way up to life. I know that I think this is Florida. I know they don't play out there. I'm in Cali, and I know they don't play out here about that shit. So either one or two things gonna happen. I'm not participating in this. Get the fuck away from me. Or I'm going to do it. Simple.
Mr. Robinson, one more thing. The deal with Cinematic, that occurred right in the months before this murder, right?
Yes.
Basically, right around December, they fly him out to California. He's shooting music videos, but it's right around that time that he inked that deal.
I'm not sure. I don't remember him going out to California, so I can't say.
But you can say that that deal was inked right around that time.
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes, I could do it. I could testify on my son, especially if I voluntarily aided and assisted my son in something that I know is wrong. I'm just gonna do the time if I get caught. I ain't got nothing to say to y'all. Y'all gonna do what y'all. I did what I had to do. Y'all do what y'all gotta do. And every time they come, okay, I'm cool. I'm taking it. I'm gonna accept the responsibility for my actions. I'm going to accept the responsibility for my part. If I couldn't do the crime, I'm not going to participate. And going to testify on your son, I don't know if I can do that. Like, how could I even live with myself? I would really be, at war with myself in something, that could take my son down for life. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Unless he's trying to take me out of something, that's different. If my son's trying to take me out, or something, then I can do it. But if my son ain't trying to take me out and I help him out and I get him get life, we're going down together. So I'm in the street. Thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Until next time.